Today's Wednesday, August 6, 2014, and you're tuned into the Elevator Radio Show. The Elevator Radio Show is a proud supporter of the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation. To find out how you can make a difference, visit their website today at www.eesf.org. Everybody got a good show for you today. We are back from vacation, and it is good to be here. So stay tuned. Here it comes.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It is good to be here. Yes, after, thank you. Thank you. There we go. There's the stop button. Hey, everybody, this is Tom Seibert. It is good to be here. Where, yes, if you're joining us for the very first time, which we might have some newbies out there listening to the podcast or watching the video blog, vlog, whatever you want to call it, this is a weekly audio, video, news kind of program where we bring you the latest in news as it pertains to vertical transportation equipment, whether it's elevators, moving walkways, lifts, all that good stuff. So I come here every Wednesday and we will upload a new show unless there's something that has happened or there's something that's going on or I'm on vacation or something like that. But other than that, this has been a labor of love for the past 5 years, maybe 6, I don't even know. And we're going on show number 270. No, maybe 370. Oh, I got to look and see which one that is. Hold on one second. 370. There we go. All right. See, you can tell I'm relaxed because, and I was on vacation because I just am. That's about it. So, but yeah, it's good to be back. Had a great time up in Wisconsin. It was one of those vacations where I ended up just kind of shifting it into a spot that I could make work, and I'm so glad that I did. Even though it was only, just under a week long, it was long enough where when I got home last week from it, trying to drive to go get dinner, okay, and then like go to Home Depot, I was so aggravated with traffic. I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I so aggravated? Because where I was at, there's like no traffic. I mean, that's it's very relaxing. So it was really nice, and I was talking to Tiffany about it the night we got back, or maybe even over the weekend. I don't even know. And we just sat in the backyard, and we were like, man, we feel really relaxed. And even though we didn't do a whole lot while we were on vacation, that's kind of what you're supposed to do. It just felt good. So I truly hope that each and every one of you out there has an opportunity to, whether it's a long extended weekend or whether it's a camping trip, whatever it is, I just hope that each and every one of you get to experience that, where when you come back from a mini trip or mini break from work and life and all that good stuff, you just feel relaxed and you feel as if your immediate surroundings are going quicker than you are. And that's what I wish for each and every one of you, because that's something we don't recognize and we don't realize when it comes to recharging the batteries. And without that, we do not become better people. And I'm a firm believer of that. So take time out before the weather turns to negative 30 degrees for all of us north of the Midwest or in the Midwest or whatever, out east or whatever. So make sure you do that before time runs out. Very important to do that. So anyway, good to be here. And as I mentioned in my blog post, it literally took 4 days before I think I reverted back to feeling the stresses of everything, and which is okay. You need that because if you don't, you're not going to be paying attention to the detail that things really need. So, but anyway, it is good to be back. So I'm going to cover some of the emails that I have not talked about in quite some time. Some important ones. Hey, how many? For those of you out there that are Elevator World subscribers, if you are not already, I encourage you to go ahead and do that. They've got a special August section on cab aesthetics and design. So I encourage you to check that out. You can download it. I think you got to be a subscriber to do so, but if you haven't already, go check it out. And they got some cool stuff going on over there. If you haven't already renewed your Elevator World source listing, make sure you get over and do that today. That is important to do, and that's not only the online version, but the paper version as well. So check that out. Good source for many elevator companies out there. Still used quite a bit, even mine. And because if I can't help you in terms of what you're looking for, what you need, I will definitely direct you to somebody who can. All right, bear with me one moment here. Okay, so anyway, get over and do that. Go to elevatorworld.com for more information. Hey, I've got a few people asking for old elevator prints, and sometimes I get these just because we're linked to other blogs such as the Elevator Preservation blog, and I get quite a few of these. There's some Hod and some Old Montgomery, and I haven't responded to everybody, but just as a reminder, if you're looking for old elevator prints, Jim Collett, the gentleman who wrote Elevator Man Stories, he is like the guru when it comes to old wiring prints. So if you haven't already, he's really the best source to contact. He's got a huge database. He's scanned multiple hundreds of these types in there. And if you can't find the exact one you're looking for, if anybody can find something close, it's going to be him. And that's pretty much the best advice I can give you. For those of you listening who have actually sent me emails in regarding that. Okay, Carl Keller sent an email in from MaxtonValve.com. He says, hello, Tom. We're experiencing a shortage of Mini-Max valve cores to supply our valve exchange program for this product. If you could mention to your audience that we need these Mini-Max cores and give us a call or email, I would appreciate it. So go to MaxtonValve.com and contact Carl or anybody there. I do have a link up in the show notes, and this actually was sent to me July 23rd. I thought it was older than that, so I'm happy to do that for you. Send those in. Got an email from a couple of people with old elevators looking to either figure out how to salvage them or sell them or do something with them other than, fix them, or just sharing information regarding some really old lifts out there, which is pretty cool. And we've got a news blurb or email from the National Elevator Industry Incorporated. They've got a new newsletter out, or a little, insider, I should say, regarding their 100th year anniversary and being associated with a company that has celebrated 100 years. It's quite an accomplishment. I do have that linked up in the show notes, and I encourage you to click on that and find out what NEI is all about. Some pretty cool stuff. So, and as always, if you would like to send an email to me, please send it to elevatorradioshow@gmail.com. Almost forgot that. So anyway, encourage you to send any comments you have, to me. Happy to cover it. And again, if it's something you prefer me not to share, I will not share it. I do get quite a few of those, some of which are very disturbing, but the reality is that it's just one of those deals that I have to go through. So, and I do try to respond to everybody out there. Unfortunately, it's not always possible for me to get back to you right away. So anyway, elevatorradioshow@gmail.com. That's going to do it for the email comments for this week's show, and I will get into the news content next.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
All right, if you're not already a subscriber to the Insider that NEI offers, I encourage you to do that. Some great information that you can share with your building owners and anybody for that matter. It's a really good, insightful publication. This one covering their last 100 years in terms of what they have accomplished from 1914 to today. So very cool, everything that they've done, and very impressive in terms of the progress that they've made in the direction that they've gone. So encourage you to check that out. Link is in the show notes. And you can also subscribe. I do not have that subscriber link in there, but you can go ahead and go to the NEI website and sign up because it's free. Okay, ElevatorRiders.com announces their Elevator Riders Riding Club San Antonio Poker Run. So this is always a great time, and this will be held at the NAC convention, where you have a chance to win a 50-50 split the pot by basically having the best hand, card hand, and what you have to do is basically pay $25 and then go from I think 5 or 6 booths to collect a card where you will be dealt, and then from there you go ahead and try to get the best hand you possibly can. So details are on this link, and we will definitely have another post to this later on in terms of. Here it is. It's all the details are there. So it's very simple to do. If you are a poker player, encourage you to do so. It looks like Joe has been a winner a couple times here. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so so check it out. And the link is in the show notes. It's an excellent time, and it definitely helps in making the, it helps. It just helps create some excitement, and we're raising money for the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation. So check it out. Make sure you participate. Stop over at the PSI booth to give them your $25. Get your first card and your playing card, and you're good to go. So definitely get signed up for that. Okay, next news article coming from SF Gate, or San Francisco Gate, talking about. I really didn't read this one. I should have done so. The title was "Before You Step in an Elevator, Think." Oh, man, I should have read this because I don't think it has anything to do with elevators. Yeah, it doesn't. Anyway, it seems to have more ads regarding prostate cancer and decor. So I apologize. It has nothing to do with elevators that I can see immediately. So anyway. Okay, next news article, much more serious, NVOnews.com. Love the pop-ups. Boy fractures a leg after slipping from metro escalator. This is actually in New Delhi. Apparently, 11-year-old boy who was balancing himself on a moving banister of an escalator of a Delhi metro station slipped and fractured one of his legs Tuesday, an official said. Okay, did we learn our lesson here? So, is this the next thing? Elevator handrail surfing? Is that basically what we've come down to? I hope I've not created any kind of viral thing that would take any kind of hold, but I swear we're going to get to the day where we have to encapsulate these damn things, and with some kind of bubble, and then we'll have a whole nother issue with firefighters or anybody else unhappy with fire retardation or whatever for that. But yeah, I think there'll be a day, 10, 15, 20 years, maybe 30, 50 years from now, where you will actually see, you'll look back at an escalator, and you'll be like, wow, I can't believe they were open like that. It's kind of like flying in an airplane with no bubble to keep you safe, and just having the goggles on. But yeah, I wonder if that's ever going to come to fruition. And I don't know if there's a patent on that. I think I threw that idea out there a while ago. So if anybody wants to run with it and make some money, go ahead and do that if they're not already. All I ask is just maybe a 6-pack of beer. How about that? Not the cheap stuff either. Something in bottles, and something that is yummy. How about that? That's all I'm asking for. All right. Next news article: Japanese escalator riders opt for etiquette over rules. Oh, that's great. All right, let's do etiquette over riding safely. Apparently, on a busy morning in a train station in Tokyo, it is almost second nature on an escalator to step to the side and let salarymen. Love that. I love that word. Hustle up and down. Most people view it as poor etiquette to hinder the passage of others. But in a month-long campaign called "Let's All Grab the Handrail," Japanese railways are asking commuters to go against their instincts and stand on both lanes of the escalator to prevent escalator-related accidents. So that's great. That's really good. So nice to see this kind of press. Actually, this is a good article and a good step in the right direction. So, etiquette is one thing, safety is another one, and safety triumphs etiquette 100% of the time, all the time. So, anyway. Okay, Elevator World Unplugged is a funny blog. I'm not sure if you've seen this or not, if you've seen the Grand Budapest Hotel. When I watched this with my wife one night, she wasn't too crazy about it. I actually kind of liked it. But it was a pretty neat movie with an interesting theme. But they did have some pretty cool, references to a elevator operator back in the day. So if you're looking for a movie to watch with your wife, perhaps, or you want to, earn a couple points here and there, that's a good movie to check out. And thanks to let's see who wrote this post. I thought I had it here. No, it's not there. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's nice to see elevators in the movies being referenced like this. So, but yeah, add that to your movie list. Again, it's interesting. It's good to watch with, your significant other. So, anyway. Okay, regulatory framework for escalator safety under review in Singapore. Channel News Asia has an article. Currently, there are no regulations on the maintenance of escalators, but Building and Construction Authority says it is reviewing this. Yeah, it's probably a good idea, right? Yeah, why not have regulatory requirements on maintenance of escalators? Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea after looking at this photograph in a mall where the escalator step is like turned upside down. And again, I'm not sure if it's working or not. I doubt it, but still, come on. Anyway, but apparently this was after an incident in a shopping mall where part of an escalator gave way. Yeah, I mean, it moves people, I mean, if you have it it's one thing if you own the escalator yourself, or obviously a residential elevator, but we're dealing with people, the general public, and how to keep them safe. If you don't have some kind of requirement, then nothing's going to happen. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Elevator owners are not going to spend the money to maintain their equipment if they don't necessarily have to. And gosh, who said it? Cheap is quality. I don't know. Somebody gave me a saying yesterday where I was like, "What? Cheap is quality," and that's not right. It's not right at all. So, anyway, didn't mean to laugh about it. Okay, John Fellon's got a whole bunch. Oh, I skipped one real quick. I'm sorry. Here's the next article. TheDailyHerald.com reporting that Metra, and this is here in Chicago, Metra opposed release of report on fake work logs. Oh yeah. I don't know if Metra is a publicly held company or under some kind of requirement to share information on reports and whatnot. I have no idea, but apparently, I can't read the article, but what I'm assuming that this is talking about is that they've done a report on whether or not maintenance logs or work logs are accurate or not, and they are opposing the release of this for good reason, I guess. I'm surprised it's even mentioned in an article, but it's unfortunate they would be.
Now health grade.
Excuse me, sorry about that. It's amazing that there would be any kind of, I would think that they're going to have to release them now, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see whether or not that even, deals with elevators and escalators that are part of their transit system. We will have to see. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to click on the next article because I just did, and it was an ad. So anyway, the destructive nature of carbon dust. John Fellon, as I mentioned just a moment ago, has some videos up on his YouTube channel. Encourage you to go check those out if you're interested in what he does for a living or life behind the scenes of an elevator mechanic. Just as a reminder, if you are not an elevator mechanic, do not attempt to do any of the work that John or any other elevator mechanic or technician you see in his videos do. They are dangerous, and if you are not properly trained to do so, you will probably hurt yourself or die. And elevators should only be worked on by trained and authorized personnel who are certified to do so. All right. Okay, here's another one. I'm going to play this one because this one does not have an ad in it, and it looks actually kind of interesting. Fixing an elevator with a camera. I've never seen this before. And John here is showing how he's using an infrared camera. Oh my gosh, that was loud. I feel like I'm at a movie. Sorry about that if I blasted. Fixing an elevator with your camera.
Hello and welcome. In today's lesson, we're working on a safety edge that's giving us a problem right now. We can't see with the naked eye the beams, the infrared beams that are shooting out of the edges, but with my camera, I can. The door was not closing because the beam had an obstruction, and the reason why it had an obstruction is because of there was a scratch in the lens.
Man, I didn't know that.
Once we raised the lens, we were able to take the scratch out of the obstructions. Wait, here's another scratch.
Fascinating.
Now, once we raised the lens, it was out of the infrared's way. So now we can get this unit to work again. So with the assistance of this camera, which is able to see infrared, our naked eye cannot see the infrared. We
That's
can
pretty
put this
cool.
car, diagnose it, and put it back in service. I hope you found this little lesson useful. Thank you.
I sure did, John. Thank you
Have
for
a
that.
nice day.
Very cool. Yeah, very cool. Get me out of this channel. Anyway, he's got some other videos posted as well. So, yeah, I didn't know a camera could actually see infrared. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. So, yeah, always some useful information. Okay, Chicago Elevator Association has our August newsletter posted. Want to, check that out. Link is in the show notes. And thanks to everybody who not only sponsored but attended the 2014 golf outing. And from what I hear, everybody had a great time. Some great goodies and giveaways were there at the end of the night. And the rain missed them, so that is awesome. So thanks to Glenn, PSI, to Matt, to RBN Insurance, to all of you guys out there, Cornelius Walls from Formula Systems, for making that event a fun one. You guys just rock. So very cool stuff. And I'm sorry I was not able to attend, but I was there in spirit. So definitely very cool. And there's all the sponsors listed on the sponsorship page. So just as a reminder, most of the industry meetings are going to be kicking back up in in September. So make sure you put those on your calendar and support your local elevator industry. Okay, let's get out of this big X. Okay. Next article I did not read, but I'm going to go through it with you because I think it's that important. Slate.com reporting in an article, The Truth About Elevator Deaths. And again, I don't know necessarily if this title is accurate in terms of what it is talking. And I don't even know why somebody actually wrote about this, because I think the only type of research you could really do is by watching Mythbusters and then also referencing the Empire State Building where the elevator fell because the ropes were severed. So anyway, interesting article. They are vanishing rare. Vanishingly rare. I can't even pronounce that. They are vanishingly rare, but that doesn't stop people from debating the best way to survive a sudden fall. Okay, just watch Mythbusters and you'll be good to go on that, because they definitely prove that you cannot necessarily survive something like that if you jump at the last minute or if you crouch down on the floor or whatever. So, and if you, again, Mythbusters, there should be a YouTube channel on that to find out more. So again, I don't know why articles like this are printed without basically more information. Okay, elevator music article. This is a real good article on elevator music and kind of the history of it and why it's so important. Not so important, but just I still see Muzak trucks all over the place. Is it me, or what the heck are they doing? I don't think they're in elevators anymore, but I think they're in different facilities. I don't know. One of those things. So. Okay, next news article. This is kind of a sad article, and it's definitely one that demands some attention. CourierJournal.com. This is an article coming from in the Kentucky area. Oh boy, CEMEX or CEMEX allowed workers to use a broken elevator at its Louisville cement plant for 26 months before a contract employee fell to his death in February. Federal regulators allege in a report made public this week. Bear with me one moment here. Anyway, even though the company called in a repair team a week before this gentleman opened the elevator's fourth floor doors and stepped into the shaft, it fell 51 feet. The U.S. Department Mine Safety and Health Administration still blamed the company's management for his death. While there were repairs to the doors in the days before the accident, MSHA's report said the company had been made aware in October that the doors were defective and needed to be replaced to prevent them from opening when the car door was not there. October! Holy crap. From October, they knew the doors were not working right. Man! Again, this is all allegedly, so I don't mean to, but if that is actually correct, holy cow. The reality too, I don't know how insurance works, because if this was in terms of workers' comp, he obviously wasn't an employee for this facility. So I don't know whether, what happens in a situation like this. Man, unbelievable. So what's interesting in this case is that it took, October, November, December, January. 4 months? 4 months of the elevator running unsafely? Man. All I can tell everybody out there is document everything you possibly can when it comes to elevators that owners do not want to repair, upgrade, replace, etc., etc. Because one, they don't want to do anything, and this comes back to bite them in the butt. That's what you'll have to share. Not that you want to, anger your customer, but the reality is that you can't just turn the other way. You just can't turn the other way. And the report is actually linked up in the article here. It's really sad. So, man, I believe that Cemex is a Mexican company, or company that's located in Mexico. So anyway, the corporation also failed to make sure there was a competent person to check workplaces for hazards, including elevator, at least one time each shift, the agency asserted. Again, this is big. I'm not sure exactly what, it's not good. I mean, it's really not good at all. Reports in here with the full information. It's a shame. Interesting. So if you are interested in reading the article, which I probably will later on, but it's just a little scary. So make sure you're safe out there. That's our most important job we have each and every day. Okay, Georgia proposes action for home elevator safety. You kind of touched on this 2 weeks ago. Let me close this down. Apparently, the state is inching closer to closing a gap that should make residential elevators safer for children. This is huge. Apparently, in a July meeting, the state fire marshal played a Fox 5 story about the Helvey family and their day-to-day life taking care of Jacob, who was nearly killed in the family's home elevator. Quickly, an advisory board from the Department of Community Affairs voted unanimously to change the state's residential elevator code, making it harder for children to get trapped in a home elevator. Why was that so hard? Why do they need a law or code change to ensure that the gap is no more than 3 inches between the doors and the elevator as a standard? That should just be automatic. As contractors, as anybody that works on a residential elevator, I'm not looking at this as a money-making opportunity for anybody. But come on, they're kids. They're going to be dealing with getting into things they're not supposed to. I did it. Trust me. So, man, should just be automatic. Shouldn't need to be a law. It shouldn't need to be a law. But if this is the kind of attention that it's been going on for a long time, but if this is the kind of attention that is needed to get other states to follow suit, then so be it. I support 100%. Okay, the Tallahassee Democrat has a sad news article to report. Apparently, a construction worker was killed at the Florida State University construction site. The gentleman was only 25 years old when he had an elevator. He was involved with an elevator accident. Apparently, he worked for Miller Plumbing, and he got trapped between a construction elevator and the building. So I don't know whether or not he was actually doing any work inside the hoistway or what, but man, it's not the right place to be. Not good at all. So OSHA, I'm sure, will be involved, or whatever their state inspection agency will, and we may or may not ever learn what actually happened. So, okay, Elevator World Unplugged has another cool blog post, the most fundamental elevator on display in Venice. Take a look at this thing. This is the actual, I believe it's the rescue device that was used to, actually rescue the trapped miners in Chile. Hats off to them and what they came up with, because it is a great, easy design. And what's cool to see here is that you've got Lurch Bates as a contributor on the actual, exhibit piece itself. So pretty darn cool. So, and I'm glad that had a very happy ending. I still wouldn't want to ride that thing, because it would mean that you'd be stuck in a mine for, a long period of time. Next news article, NorthJersey.com has an article. Apparently, New York City police say a man has died after becoming trapped between an elevator shaft wall and an elevator car. Again, I don't know whether or not this was a mechanic or whatever. The scary part of this story in this whole thing was that on Facebook, somebody actually posted the image of this accident. And I did my best to try to get it taken down, because it just sickened me. And basically, I mean, just to share with you, it was basically a guy bent in half in between the counterweights. So I'm not sure whether or not this was, I'm not sure whether or not the person, I don't know. There's not enough information. Nothing has actually popped up on the news aggregator about it. So it's pretty bad. So stay out of elevator hoistways. You shouldn't be there, and unfortunately, you shouldn't need a sign telling you not to enter a hoistway or you know what I mean? I don't know. Another sad news article from MalaysiaDigest.com, or Malaysian Digest. Apparently, an 18-year-old teenager was killed on the spot after a freight elevator landed on her head. How does that happen? How does that happen? Anyway, maybe the translation is not exactly very good. Apparently, door locks were not working, or the safety circuit, if they even had one there, was not working. Just my opinion. Elevators should not run with the doors open. It's just the bottom line. So, yeah. Unfortunately, this article had a few I'm going to get out of here. A few really bad tragedies that occurred in the last 2 weeks. So hopefully that'll do it for the end of the year. I would hope, right? Okay, hack testing elevator buttons. I'm going to let everybody watch this on their own, because literally I don't want to play through a whole bunch of ads. It's just not good to do, but check it out. Link is in the show notes. And once again, Maxton Valve, or Maxton Manufacturing, has their help request link in there, where they're looking for Minimax control valve cores to restock their valve exchange program for the product. So they are going to work out a deal that is worth your time, and thanks for your support and assistance on that. So pretty sounds like a good opportunity if anybody's got those out there. Link is in the show notes for more information. So anyway, well, that's going to do it for this week's show, everybody. That was not too bad. Nice and short and sweet. So as always, be safe out there. Make sure safety is your number one priority. And remember that no matter what your job in our industry, it is extremely important, and it's critical, no matter what it is. Whether you're in the office, sending invoices, whatever you're doing, spread the word on safety, and let's make sure that we minimize any kind of accidents that occur out there for whatever reason. So, all right, everybody, have a great rest of the week. Be safe. A nice weekend. Enjoy the weather. Take a vacation if you can, and we will be back next Wednesday. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.